Hello, welcome back to This Podcast Takes Tokens. I'm Ryan, joined by my brother Deric. Today we're going to talk about one of my favorite movies, Garden State. Stick with us. We're going to have I think we're going to have some laughs on this.
Yeah.
And we're just going to have a lot of fun. So stick with us. We'll be right back and we'll get the show started.
Let's do it. Your local video store card.
A comic book in your back pocket.
Games with no tutorials.
Music you had to discover.
And drinking water straight from the hose.
These are the things us millennials remember fondly. We are the Jennings brothers.
Join us after the streetlights come on
as we race our bikes from the top of the hill
right down memory lane.
Exchange those quarters because this podcast takes tokens. All right, here we are. Like I said, we're going to roll right into this. I was trying to think of a really good way to add in He's Just a Fast Food Night to like a way to intro this.
Okay. I thought you were going to do his little speech. But yeah, that works.
Oh, yeah. But I couldn't think of it. I couldn't think of anything. So here we are. Garden State. We're talking about Garden State today. Released July 28th, 2004. A budget. This is one of the smallest budgets I've ever seen on a movie. You want to take a guess? Oh, well, okay. Next to Clerks. Yeah. Next to Clerks.
All right. I'm going to go with 250,000.
No. Okay. Maybe it's more than that. It's 2.5 million, which I think is still really low.
I think we've had a couple though around $1 million.
Have we?
I think so.
I mean, I know Clerks. Like,
well, yeah, Clerks.
Clerks is like, scraping, like,
yeah.
Kevin Smith was out there pulling pennies off the street, to pay for that movie. But so yeah, 2.5 million. I was curious what they paid Natalie Portman for this movie. If they had a budget of 2.5 million. I mean, she wasn't like really like Natalie Portman at that point, but
yeah.
I couldn't find it. Like it's not, I guess it's not made public what she made on the movie. So
she maybe got points on the back end or something.
I'm sure she probably did. And this got her name out there even more. Of course, she's, a huge thing now, but, domestic gross. So US and Canada.
All right. This is, opening weekend or total?
This is total.
50 million.
You're very generous. 26.8 million.
Okay.
And then worldwide?
Oh, I'm going to stick with I'm going to go 30 then. I don't think worldwide did much better.
35.8 million.
Okay.
But still, on a $2.5 million budget.
Yeah. That's good. That's a good return.
It is a good return. Tomato meter.
Critics? Well, probably... I'd say in the 70s, low 70s.
86.
86, okay.
86.
Wow.
Popcorn meter.
About the same. I'd say around 86.
88, yeah.
88, all right.
Critics and fans like this pretty well. I enjoyed it. This was like, when I first watched this movie, it came out, what was it? It came out between my junior and senior year in high school.
Yeah.
And I didn't see it in the theaters, obviously, but I ended up picking it up, I think, at the video store. Like, they would have those, we've talked about that before. They would, they would have, they would have staff picks, but then like I would go there and buy movies because like they would have so many copies of movies when the movie first came out. And then they would, it'd start tapering off. So they'd start selling off some of their copies or whatever. And I remember buying this for like $4 or $5.
Yeah.
And because the cover looked like kind of artsy, I guess, to me at the time. And I was kind of into those like kind of art house movies, I guess, a little bit. I was really starting to get into like watching film and stuff like that.
More heady stuff.
Yeah. And I picked this up. My gosh, I think I watched this probably 3 times that first weekend.
Yeah.
And then I watched it like with the commentary because, I don't even know if they still do commentary on discs anymore. I have no idea, but
no, that's a good question.
It was good though.
Yeah.
It had, it was Zach Braff and Natalie Portman that were doing the commentary, and it was very interesting. I still got it somewhere. I didn't watch it on disc because it was more convenient to watch it on Hulu.
Yeah.
But yeah. So anyway, there was that. But yeah, what'd you think about it this time around?
I enjoyed it. I think like this is one of those movies that whenever I go back and I watch it, I am kind of a little transported back to that time in my life, and it felt I felt very relatable to this movie. Like the whole thing with like he's gone like and moved across the country, and then when he comes back, everybody's kind of giving him a little bit of like, where have you been, or oh, you just disappeared for years at a time, and just kind of like ribbing him about it a little bit and giving him a hard time for it. I felt that like having lived like a couple states away from most of my family, every time I would come home, especially as an adult, there was a little bit of like it's been too long, or, where have you been the last few years or whatever. And, it's like, yeah, I get it. Like I should probably, it's hard to keep in touch across great distances, but he also kind of had like some mental, things that weren't being dealt with. Like the whole, I've forgotten about whenever I watched it this time, because the first time I'm watching, I'm like, why is he on all these pills again? I can't remember. And then like his mom, drowning in the bathtub. I was like, well, that's weird that his mom drowned in the bathtub. That feels like, I wonder if that was like suicide. Was she depressed or something?
Yeah, sure.
And then I watched the movie on and I was like, oh yeah, she's paraplegic. That's right. So she just like slipped or something like that. Or maybe it was suicide. Who knows? Because
they also kind of hint at it.
They kind of did a little bit. Yeah.
Maybe she was just done with everything, Dad. Like maybe,
Yeah, there was that. So, but yeah, like this one kind of like, it puts me back in that like, the headspace that I was in around that time. And like, so rewatching it again, it's like remembering, it's like thinking, it's like reminiscing about being that old again. Because I was about this age whenever this movie came out. I was probably 3 or 4 years younger than he was portraying in the film. He's portraying what, 25, 26?
26, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I was like 22, maybe 23 whenever this came out. So yeah, and that's just like, man, that's this time. Like there's that whole scene where he goes to the house and they're partying, and they're just like partying, for lack of a better term.
Oh yeah, I mean,
not to get into the details of it, but yeah, they're partying, and it's just like, man, I remember being in my early 20s and just like hanging out with friends and doing a lot of the same stuff, or just like generally like just being together. And then there's like that vibe, that similar vibe of just like, we're young and we're just going to have fun and enjoy ourselves. And that's kind of the only time in your life where you have that. Like, that's the kind of partying that you do in your early 20s. That's not something you do whenever you're 30 and 40, or hopefully you're not still doing when you're 30 and you're 40. So yeah, it's just like, it's a weird, like, a weird way that it kind of brought me back. So yeah, a long ways to circle back around and say, it was a fun rewatch for sure. But I feel like I put a lot more, like you said, you got this movie, you watched it several times over the first weekend. I was the same way. Whenever I first saw this movie, I think I saw it in theaters, and then I waited for it to come to video, and I purchased it, and I watched it a few more times, and it was like heavy rotation for like a year. And it felt like at the time, this movie had a lot more meaning to it than it may actually have had. And then looking back on it now, I'm like, oh yeah, like I can remember feeling like there was something that this movie was trying to say that I either wasn't fully grasping, or it wasn't actually saying the thing. I just was projecting that it had the answers that I was looking for. And so rewatching it over and over again, looking for those answers that you're looking for in your early 20s. thinking that they were in here. And then I'm rewatching it now and I'm like, oh yeah, I mean, there's certainly some nuggets in there to take away from it, but I definitely had it on a pedestal at that age. And looking back on it now, I'm like, oh yeah, that's maybe not the way to take this movie.
Yeah.
But it does have some good points.
No, I agree with you. I think like on my rewatch of it, I think this time it was more like when I was younger watching it, like you were saying, it was like, oh man, this has a lot, like there's a lot that speaks to me in this movie. But now watching it, at 38, like I'm like, it more is a vessel of like a way to transport me back to that time in my life when I was into this movie and like almost religiously into this movie, especially like what really got me was towards the end when Mark and Sam and Andrew are like going on just this, I mean, it had meaning to it, but it's like, and I was just like, gosh, I remember like when you're in your 20s, you're just going on these just meaningless quests for the day to go do some stupid little thing, but they end up being just some crazy adventure with your friends, even if it's just like, oh, it's an adventure to go to the grocery store to get a 6-pack of beer, or something like you and like I'm watching that, I'm like, gosh, I miss that part of my life. Like it's would I want to completely transport myself back there and live in that time? No, but maybe for a day or two, just to go hang out again. But it's like, gosh, I miss those little things. And like now when I watch this, I'm reminded of that. So I love the movie for that now. Yeah. It's just a different thing that I like it for.
It puts a lot of more weight behind like all those times you were in your 20s and somebody that was significantly older than you was like, enjoy it now because it's not going to be here forever. And that's so true. Like enjoy it while you have it. It's not going to be there forever. And I think the same can be said about every point in your life, even now, at this point in our lives. Enjoy it now while it's here because you know what? It's not coming back around again. This train doesn't stop. It just keeps going down the line. So you got to enjoy the scenery as it rolls by.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the plane crash in the beginning, like that's like a dream that he's having. Mm-hmm. What do you think that is? What do you think the meaning is behind that? Yeah.
Well, I think it's, he's just sitting there, and I think it's that I think is like telling him like, hey, you need to reevaluate your life in a sense of like, you're on all of these meds. And he is in that scene when he's on the plane, he's just completely numb to like this plane crashing out of the sky.
Yeah.
Which goes back to him when he wakes up. Like he's got a plain white room. It's just, it's bland. He just gets up, he goes to work. You see that classic image of him like split in half in the mirror.
Yeah.
And then he goes to work, and it's just like this whole time he's just walking through life with no purpose. He says it like he talks to his dad about it, that he's just like, I'm so numb. Effing numb,
Yeah.
And I think that the dream is like telling him like, you need to reevaluate your life, I guess,
Yeah.
I don't know. What'd you think about it?
That's about that. Yeah. Like the he's numb. He's not experiencing, I took it as he's not experiencing what's happening around him. He's not in the moment. He's not present. And everything that's happening around him is happening without his observation, without him, without having influence upon him. And so he's just moving through life with nothing.
Yeah.
It's affecting him in no way.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about the split screen with him in the mirror. he opens up that medicine cabinet. That thing is full, like top to bottom, side to side, neatly organized little pill boxes. He says is that like a different pill that he's taking every single day, or is he just like hoarding the empty ones as he goes, like an OCD thing?
Gotta be. I know that they talk about how he's so like medicated. You know, that psychiatrist that he goes and sees is just like, I don't even know how you're still sitting here talking to me with all the lithium he's got you on.
Yeah.
But I think it's partially like an OCD thing. Like, you've got all these bottles.
That's kind of what I thought too, yeah.
But, too, I think it's also showing, look how
overly medicated
he is. Yeah. Yeah.
Which, how does his father still have a license to practice medicine? Like, how did nobody in the decades that had been happening step in?
Yeah.
Like, that's just crazy to me. But I mean, I don't know. You see all these shows, like news stories and everything about, like, he was a quiet guy that sat next door or whatever. All these things that happen right underneath people's noses without them even noticing it. Man, that's just wild. Like, and then for his dad to just for years be like, yeah, this is like what you need, and not offer up solutions or try and work through, like, I'm not a psychology expert, but my understanding is whenever they prescribe medication, it's a short-term fix. It's not a long-term fix. It's not something that they expect you to be on for the rest of your life. It's something that they plan to work with you and then eventually get you off of psychotic medicines and stuff like that. Unless, I would assume, special circumstances, like maybe you're schizophrenic or something, and like there's a chemical imbalance that just cannot be corrected, and maybe then you need to be on something your entire life. But it's going to be adjusted as you live and as you go on, and you're going to have to continue to seek counseling to understand where you're at and what you need to be adjusted for. So like, I feel like his father just kind of autopiloted him too, and just kind of like put him on his medication and just sent him on his way.
Yeah, I totally feel that. I mean, I think his father is mad at him since that incident happened, and this is almost like a way for him to just kind of get back at him a little bit. And I know that sounds like super mean, but I think there is a part of him that's like, okay, he needs these medications because he was so mad that he did this to his mother. But he needs to look beyond, like, like he says at the end of the movie, he's like, you know what I think happened? I think I was a little kid and someone made a crappy latch. Yeah. Like, kids get mad. Did he mean to like push his mother down and like paralyze her? Absolutely not. Yeah. No. But I think his dad was just so mad about the whole situation. He's just like, I'm just going to medicate him. So then this will never happen again, or whatever.
Right. And just like you said, to kind of get a little revenge on him, it seemed like.
Yeah.
For sure. And like, by the way, like, what a profound way to handle that for him, to look at that event in his life. So traumatic. Like, a lot of people, the majority of people, I would venture to guess, would hold on to that and blame themselves forever, despite whatever. Like, they did the pushing, so it's got to be their fault. The end. Not looking at it like this was a fluke accident. Like, I didn't intend for this to happen. Sure, I pushed on her, but I was 9 and I was acting out.
Yeah.
And then she tripped and fell and, da-da-da-da-da. What a, like, I mean, it's amazing that he has this in him. And I'm wondering, like, how long he's looked at it through that lens and still been on the medication.
Oh, yeah.
It's just crazy. It's wild.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Okay. How about this? Get a little bit off the heavy subject here.
Yeah.
His aunt in the beginning singing once, twice, 3 times a lady.
Yes.
I love you. The Commodore's song. That always cracks me up every time I watch this movie. It's just, it's so like, just that she has just that old, like, Jewish lady accent down, and like singing with it. And my wife watched this with me a little bit. She ended up falling asleep. But like, I looked over at her after that. I said, you want me to sing that at your funeral? She says, I want you to have her sing that at my funeral.
Just play the recording.
Yeah, that's what we need. That's what we need.
Yeah. Hopefully she doesn't outlast your wife.
What's that?
I said, hopefully she doesn't outlast your wife.
Oh, hopefully. Yeah. That whole scene though, like that whole scene at the cemetery when like he reacquaints himself with Mark, and you really get a picture of who Mark is here. And he, he's like, hey, like obviously, when he says, oh, it's my mom, he's like, that sucks. But then he's like, hey, there's a party. We'll probably go right over there after we bury your mom. Like, yeah. It's just like this, very like this no thing. And I think Mark is like, I can't remember what the guy's name is that plays him.
Skarsgård?
That's it.
Something Skarsgård, yeah.
I love this character because I'm like, we all have had that friend that's like, he's a good friend, but he's a little shady.
Yeah.
Like I remember I had this friend in school that he like, we went to the store one time and we're walking through, and I'm like, at the front, he grabs some batteries and we're just walking through, Walmart. And I'm like, what are we looking for? Cause I was like following him, and he's like, and he like looks around and he pulls the batteries out of the package and he sticks them under his hat. And he's like, I'm not a thief. I just really don't think you should have to pay for batteries. And but I know he just always had little weird quirks like that. And then when I watch this movie, I kind of think about that guy, and I'm like, yeah, it's just there's something shady. I mean, well, we know what's shady about Mark. Like, he's stealing jewelry off of dead corpses,
amongst many other things.
Yeah, but he's a pretty good friend, though. Like, yeah, he razzes him, and they write on him and everything.
That's what friends do.
Yeah. But I think he's a good friend, and I wish I could see where their friendship went after this movie. Like after Andrew decides to stay, and so he's there more often. I don't know. I
don't think they're hanging out very long.
You don't think
maybe a few years, but definitely like if he has kids. Mark's not coming around that much.
Yeah, that's true.
Or if they get married, she's probably going to be yanking on that air a little bit more and more every time.
Yeah.
I remember one of the funniest things to me in this whole movie was whenever he wakes up and there's the knight walking back and forth in the kitchen. Yeah. It's just the most strangest, most bizarre things. Like, I thought maybe we were entering another dream sequence or something. Mm-hmm. And then there he is, just Sheldon walking around dressed as a knight. It's just one of the most tense breakfast scenes ever, too.
Oh my gosh. It's so well done, though. Everybody in there is just like Mark's mother is just like trying to she's trying to just like diffuse the situation, but at the same time she's making it worse because she's like, did you know Tim can speak Klingon?
Yeah. He's a knight.
He's a knight. He's just a fast food knight. But he's like, she's like, tell him what you said. Say what you said to me last night. And he's like, no.
It's not appropriate. No.
And then Mark's like, say what you said to her last night. Like,
say what you said to my mother.
Yeah. And she's like, what was it? I like to mate after battle or whatever. Yes. Like, no. Then he's backpedaling. He's like, no. That's not what I said. Not that one. This is a different one. And I think Jim Parsons does so good in that.
Yes.
And he's, Mark like gives him the crap of like getting, he got beat up in high school or whatever. Or he's just a fast food nut or whatever. And Tim's response is perfect. He's like, oh, what are you doing now, Mark? Digging graves?
Yes.
Like, it's like, you're no better than I am. Like, you're out there digging graves. And then he turns to Andrew and he's like, oh, by the way, you have balls written on your forehead.
It says balls on your face. That's the greatest exit line of a character.
Funny. It's so funny. Then he can't get up out of the chair. He's like trying really hard.
It's all like tangling. Which was he? Why was he going right back to work? Why was he still wearing the armor? Was it like a thing with him and the mom?
Maybe, I don't know. It's a whole thing's weird. It's so weird.
It's so weird.
Oh my god.
And then the whole time he's just sitting there like what's his name? Zach Braff's character is just sitting there like, okay, like watching this wide-eyed between like unfold like in front of him.
And I'm trying to like, when I was rewatching this, I was trying to decide, was Andrew like, was he kind of making fun of him when Mark's mother said like he won the joust last night? And like Andrew looks at him, he's like, oh, congratulations. Like, it's almost just like, is it a serious congratulations, or is it just like,
oh, he's polite.
Oh yeah, congratulations. Yeah, I don't know.
No, I think he's being polite. Like he's a very polite boy for sure. Like he's been raised to be very polite, and probably with like everything that was happening with his family, he was probably bullied a bit, for lack of a better term, by his parents to be polite at every occurrence, like almost overly polite. There were a few times where like I saw his overt politeness present itself. And it kind of got me thinking throughout the whole thing. Like he's a very polite person. And then like whenever he gets pulled over by the cop and he's just like doing everything exactly as the cop says. And like, yeah. So I just think he's like really just like overly polite.
Yeah. Yeah. They have to. It's got that guy. What's up with that guy?
The friend, the
police
friend?
officer.
Yeah.
Oh,
he never showed back up again, did he? He was
no,
like,
he
that
didn't.
was it. That was all his little parents there.
Everybody's like telling him like, hey, I got these. We need to get together. I got these great ideas for movies.
Yeah.
And he like you're saying, he's polite. He's like, yeah, totally. Yeah. Like,
and then meanwhile, he's done like one part. He's had like one job or something. But they're all like, yeah, like you're totally in now, right? Like you hang out with Leo on the weekends.
Oh yeah. The diplomas. How many diplomas does this guy have? Like when he's in the doctor's office, and there's like that.
That's the one up on the ceiling.
The one up on the ceiling.
Yeah. Which not all were diplomas. There were like photos mixed in there and like all sorts of other stuff. So like, was that just like a last minute certificate that he got or something and just stuck it up there?
He's a weird guy anyway. Like he seems really nice. Like, oh, maybe I would want this guy as my psychiatrist. But like when he's like, your body just does weird stuff. Like, I remember one time I found my best friend's cufflinks in my wife's purse.
Yeah. He's like, I don't think that's the problem I'm having right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was good. I like how like at that point, like he mentions that he hasn't been on the medication for several days. And you can see him opening up more as the film progresses. It's subtle, but it's there. And especially like right at the end, like he just kind of goes like wide open.
Yeah.
With that whole like it's almost catharsis whenever they're at that, I don't know, canyon or the hole in the ground, the void or whatever.
Yep.
And then you start shouting out into it, which the guy that like is there to oversee that whole thing, what do you think was going on there? They go back inside and just like a moment later, they just hear screaming, like yelling. Do you think they're in there going,
just put their child down for bed too?
Yeah.
Right. And so I'm like, is there a deleted scene somewhere where he comes out and he's just like, shut up. Like my baby's asleep.
I know you're having your 20-something moment, but shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wondered about that. Cause like right before he like goes in, like he's, they kind of had that moment and then, he goes back inside and Andrew gets up on top of the machinery and does his thing. Yep. He yells and everybody comes and joins him and they scream off into the void. But I was just sitting there thinking, man, that guy's got to be inside his house going, what are these nut jobs doing?
What's going on? Yeah.
Right. I thought for sure whenever they go on this little like pilgrimage, because like I haven't seen this movie in a couple of years. So there was like probably like 10 or 20 years. So there was a few points where I was misremembering some things. Like, I thought the thing that his friend was tracking down was the same model washing machine that his mom tripped over, and they were going to have like a, I don't know, Office Space moment where they just like beat the living hell out of the thing. Didn't end up happening. He ends up, it's the locket or whatever from his mom, which is better. It's better for sure. Objectively, way better for what he was going for. I remembered it differently in my head. There was a couple of moments like that where I kind of remembered some things a little bit differently, but yeah, it was just kind of weird. I don't know, did you have anything like that where you remembered it one way and then you're watching it again and you're like, oh yeah, that didn't happen, or that did?
No, not really. The only thing that I really thought was different to me, and it was more on a just level of watching the movie. I thought the ending was a little bit cheesy this time around. And it was because it was like, it really got me when they're sitting on the steps at the airport and he like says to Sam, he's like, this is the start of something really big. And I'm like, that's kind of a cringy line a little bit,
That's something you come up with when you're 20.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm fine. I think it's great that he ends up coming back, because it's just like a good arc for his character of like, you know what? No, like I've been just running away and like not experiencing stuff, and I'm going to see this through with her, or whatever. And I was fine with that, but it was really just that whole, like, this is an ellipses and this and that. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, yeah, I don't know. That was the only thing that really was different for me, but it wasn't like, me remembering something different, like you were saying. It was just, it hit me different this time watching it. I'm like, a little bit cheesy, but
I can see that for sure. Yeah, I would agree. It was very like I said, something that like you say in your 20s. It was definitely like, and do you think, so he goes onto the plane after that whole speech, and then he gets off and he comes back to her and does the grand gesture or whatever. Do you think like months, maybe even like for her, it's probably just a couple weeks, maybe even days later, she's throwing that back in his face like, you left me. Remember that time you left me in the airport crying? Like, that's not going away.
Yeah,
she's going to be using that against him.
She'll use that at some point.
He's never going to live it down. Never.
No, and that's fine. That's fine. Because you saying that means they're still together. And I like to think that they're still together.
They're forever.
They're forever. They're forever. Yeah. I liked their relationship together. It was fun. It was kind of quirky, and it seemed genuine. Like, it didn't seem like it was forced or anything, and just the way that they met. And then like that scene in the cemetery, like the pet cemetery, like she's just crying out of nowhere because his mom died. And he's like, it's not your mom that died. Like, he's like, right. Yeah. Which, fun fact, the headstones that were all around there were all made by the cast and crew. And those were like names of their pets that had passed away.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So
well,
I thought
that's sweet.
Cool. Yeah, it's sweet. Yeah.
On the subject of Natalie Portman, I got to say, watching this one again, I didn't feel like, and at first I'm like, something about this character just isn't hitting me right. I don't know if it's that she's not delivering a great performance or if it's something in the writing, but it was just, it felt a little off and at times almost a little forced in the performance. But the more I'm watching it, I'm like, no, I've met this girl. I've known this girl, and the way that she talks and the way that she carries herself. This is a real person.
Yeah.
It's not every person.
No, certainly
but I've known this person, and they do exist. And the more and more I watch it, I was like, oh yeah, okay, she's based on somebody pretty closely. But yeah, that was probably my only, looking back on it, like, this is a little, like, I feel like it could have been played a little better. Yeah. But also, like, I've seen this girl before. I know.
Yeah. So. Yeah. The one part that I guess I may have felt like that was when she was up in her room, and she's like, I like to do something completely unique. And does it like, blah, blah thing. And I was like, like I've seen this girl before. I know.
Yeah.
I know this girl. I wanted to see
prototypes.
I wanted, go ahead.
I was gonna say, she's just one of those early prototypes of that Manic Pixie Dream Girl that they talked about in the early 2000s.
Yeah. I wanted to see more of her mom and Akimbe, her brother. Especially, I want to see how his investigation turns out when he's like trying to find who's been peeing on his GameCube.
There's a sequel here. It's Hatembe's detective agency, and it's just more of like you can do like a film noir style, and he's like tracking down the pets, like he's a pet detective, like he's genuine
that's a pet detective. Yeah. I've totally watched that. Yeah, they seem to have a good thing going in that house.
Yeah,
like they had all the pets. The freaking tubes for the hamsters went all over the house.
Yeah,
and his mom or her mom just seemed like really genuine. You know, she's like, give me a hug. In which that's probably the first time he's had a genuine hug in years.
A while.
Yeah. And he holds on for a little bit long
for a beat.
On that. Yeah. And
that was a genuine moment. It felt like.
Oh,
felt like a real moment. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I like that. I'm with you. Like, I feel like I could have experienced that family a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it would have added anything to the story, but I would have liked to known like what happened to her dad. Like, I would assume if he had died, that might have come up in the comparing notes with like, oh, your mom died? Oh yeah, I lost my dad. I understand how you feel.
Yeah.
But that never came up. So I gotta assume he may have been like not the most scrupulous, or maybe she doesn't know who he is. Like, mom like that. Maybe she's like, it doesn't matter, whatever. So yeah, I would have liked to have known maybe a little bit more of her story there, but like I said, that doesn't inform the whole movie. So maybe it's not necessary.
Yeah.
I do want, at some point in my life, that giant room-sized fireplace. I just always love those. Dream house, I want that.
What's up with that guy? Like, he has no furniture. He has like nothing. I mean, he has a bow.
He doesn't know what he wants. Like he hit it really big with this invisible or quiet Velcro or whatever.
Velcro, yeah.
And then, like, he's aimless. He's got no purpose in life now.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't need or want for nothing. Mm-hmm. So whatever.
I mean, how would you like, I guess, that just goes, it's, the old saying, money can't buy happiness or whatever. Like, sure, he's just partying all the time. Like, he doesn't have anything to do. He doesn't have to work. He's bored. Like,
yeah. But that's like, if you were 20 and you came into that much money, it'd be a similar story. Like, you would just like blow it and do things like that and then be bored. And it wouldn't be until you were in your 30s where you would go, I should probably do something. And then you'd start getting ideas of what that something maybe should be. Mm-hmm. So 20s is for figuring out who you are, where you want to go, and what you want to do. And your 30s is for doing that.
Yeah. Which that's kind of what Mark says when he's talking to his mom. His mom's like, oh, you need to get those tapes for the real estate or whatever. And he's like, why are you in such a hurry? He's like, I'm 26. I'm not in a hurry. Why are you in a hurry? Like, that's
a great point for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
his whole plan with the Desert Storm cards. Like, I'm watching
Desert Storm trading cards.
And I was like, he's like, those are going to be worth thousands,
Yeah.
I go and I look it up on eBay. How much do you think a complete set of those Desert Storm cards goes for?
$50.
$25 to $50, depending on who the seller is. Absolutely worthless.
And when they get to that boathouse, and Andrew's like, go barter for Desert Storm trading cards. They don't tease me about my hobbies. I don't teach you about being an asshole.
That was a great line. That was a great line.
It's so funny. It's so funny. But so when Andrew takes Sam over to Jesse's, like after they first meet, which very trusting of her to be like, hey, you need to give me a ride on your bike. And yeah, I'll just go over to some random guy's house with a random person I just met. But when Jesse is like, he fires that flaming arrow in the sky and they're like running. Yeah. It's her ear pull. Like as soon as that arrow hits the ground and she just like tugs like very blatantly. Oh my gosh. I was rolling. It was so funny. And then she does it later when they're in the hardware store and that guy catches up with them and he's like, telling them like going on some pyramid scheme or whatever, and he's like, have you ever felt, like you need more or whatever? I know I have. And like, she looks at him and she like subtly tugs her ear again.
I like that they developed that shorthand and that just took off and that works for them. That's great. I love little things like that.
It's great. It's great.
And back to the fireplace for just a second.
Yeah, sure.
Is that the same house from Batman Begins? Is that his mansion? It kind of looks like it. Is it just me or does it kind of
I don't know. I don't know. I never even thought about that. I'd have to go.
I was just thinking about that as we were talking about it. I don't know. But it's an interesting thought.
Yeah, I'd have to go look. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, to fully pivot into one of the things that we both took away from this is like back in the day, what happened to the Shins? Like they were really hot when this movie came out.
Because of this movie. Yeah.
Yeah, because of this movie. Never heard from him again.
No.
I don't know. I haven't, at least.
I haven't. I'm sure they're still around. Yeah. And I'm sure they probably have a really big following, but I'm not part of them. I like the songs that are in this. I haven't really listened to anything else, but yeah, I don't know. But this whole album was just, great. My gosh. Oh
yeah.
So
Colin
good.
Hayes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll work.
Man. Yeah. Yeah.
A little bit of like some old stuff mixed in there too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Really good.
Only Living Boy in New York. Like everything is just placed, I think, perfectly in like the scenes that they're in. And man, yeah, that's one thing I took from this watching this again. I was just like, gosh, the music is. I think he won like a Grammy for compilation or something like that for this. And then I read where he was sending the script off to different people, like I'm assuming for like marketing purposes or for maybe to get some money or something like that. I can't remember, but he was sending
a playlist.
He was including a playlist with it. Yeah.
I wonder how much of that original playlist made it into the movie.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because there's like budgetary stuff with that.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Which you said was like a $2.1 million budget. I wonder how much of that went into the music.
Yeah, 2.5 million. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't look up that statistic. That'd be a good thing.
For a movie like this, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed the rewatch.
Yeah,
it was fun. I don't know that. I think I enjoyed it more in my 20s than I did now. Now it was a nostalgic look back. Back then it was life changing. Mm-hmm. But I still enjoyed it.
Yeah, I would agree. I still plan on. I'll watch it again sometime. I mean, I liked it. I think it's a great movie. It just, it didn't have the same impact on me now that it did then. Like we were saying, it was more of a trip down memory lane and like, oh gosh, I just want to spend a couple days as myself when I'm like 23, or something like that, so I could just experience this like 20 something
wistfulness
view of the world. Or whatever. But, I liked it. A couple of fun facts for the movie.
Sure.
So the original title was supposed to be Large as Arc.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't have the same ring to it at all. And then I saw where Zach Braff has, I guess he said like around 75% of the stuff in this movie actually happened to him in real life. Which I don't know what 75%. I really hope it's like going to that Peep Show and trying to find like,
talking to Method Man.
Yeah. Talking to Method Man or whatever. That's who raise your hand if you've seen some. And like Natalie Portman just like reluctantly like puts her hand up. Like, all right, everybody calm down for just a second here.
Which is like, it's just a great, like, in general, like outlook on things. Like, you know, how many people have had a good time recently? Okay, things aren't that bad. Let's calm down a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, what else did I have here? Oh yeah, so you know Natalie Portman, she's a Harvard graduate. They actually shot this during her spring break, like her time during spring break or whatever.
Wow.
Because she was still going to Harvard, and I guess most of the shots in the movie, most of the scenes, were shot like in 1 or 2 takes. Like they just like made this movie like it was like over.
That would explain her manic energy throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, it's just like they shot it super fast, and like while they were still finishing filming it, they were working on editing it. Like they got it edited in like 6 weeks and like ready to go. Like it was just like this super like lightning fast sort of production time on there, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
And I had a thing on here, and now I can't. Yeah, maybe that was it. But
you know, I'm sitting there watching this movie last night, and I watched through most of it, just me.
Mm-hmm.
And then my son comes down for like the last, I don't know, about 15 minutes. He came down like right after they screamed into the void.
Mm-hmm.
And he's sitting down building a Lego set he's been building in the living room for the last couple of days. And he asked me, he says, "Oh, what you watching?" I was like, "Oh, I'm watching Garden State." And then he goes, "Oh, okay, what's it about?" And I was like, "Well, it's kind of complicated. It's just kind of about like growing up and being older, and it's just kind of like about life in general."
Yeah.
But I was like, "Yeah, it's kind of like, it's hard to describe what it's about exactly. Like it's just I forget what you call that, but it's like not a slice of life. I guess it's kind of a slice of life.
Yeah, a slice of life. Yeah, kind of finding yourself, kind of self-discovery a little bit, I guess. Yeah,
coming of age or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
A little old for coming of age, but still, like, I mean, you're for us in our 20s, like that was kind of still coming of age. So I don't know, thought that was an interesting.
Yeah, I didn't like. My daughter asked me what we were talking about tonight. And I told her, and she's like, "What's that about?" So like, I kind of have the same thing. I'm like, it's just
right,
kind of about life. Is what I told her, which I guess is, you know,
it's hard to explain to like a child. Yeah,
it is. But I like those kind of things. Like I like a good slice of life, story. They're just fun. I like them.
Yeah,
so,
it's relatable.
Yeah.
Can't relate to Superman, but I can relate to this.
Wish I could relate to Superman.
Man.
Yeah. But I can relate to Largeman.
Yeah. What a weird last name.
Yeah, right?
Not the last name I would have put on him, but
No.
All right.
A large man.
Yeah. I kind of thought they were making fun of him at first, and I was like, oh yeah, I guess it is his last name.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's all I got on the movie. Anything else from you?
Nope. I think that's it. Yeah. It's a good rewatch. Yeah.
Retro Ramble time?
Retro Ramble. Okay. What movie has the best soundtrack? You can't say Garden State. Although I thought about cheating and saying Garden State. Just from rewatching this, and I've been listening to it in the car on my way to work the last couple of days. So I did Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, that's a good one. I forgot about that one.
Great
that's
soundtrack.
A great soundtrack.
Yeah. Really good.
It's a good mix.
Really good.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was going to kind of cheat as well, but I was going to go with the soundtrack that I never actually owned, that I had only heard was good. And then when I looked it up, I was like, oh yeah, it's a good soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going with that one. I'm going to go with one that I actually owned, that I actually listened to a lot, had a sequel soundtrack that I also owned and also listened to a lot. The Dazed and Confused soundtrack.
Oh, yeah.
Great 70s soundtrack.
Great.
You got some, Rick Derringer, ZZ Top, Sweet Kiss, Foghat, Nazareth, War, Black Sabbath, Alice Cooper, Ted Nugent, The Runaways, Deep Purple, Leonard Skinner, and Black Oak, Arkansas. Can't get
Great
better
stuff.
than that. Like, it's a great, well-rounded little, like, snapshot of, like, 70s, like, classic rock. Then there was a sequel album. They did a sequel one, and it was more, not songs that were necessarily in the movie, but in that same vein. It was good. It wasn't as good, but it was a nice little addition, little bonus, if you will. But yeah, that one I had on heavy rotation back in like around the same time, early 2000s.
Oh yeah. And I think again, like another great kind of slice of life movie, right? With Dazed and Confused. Yeah. We'll have to do that one.
Yeah.
Talk about that sometime. But yeah, that was a great soundtrack. Great soundtrack. Yeah. Let us know what you think oh gosh, if I could talk right. Let us know what you think the best soundtrack is that you've ever heard.
Absolutely.
I don't even care. If you say Garden State, that's fine. That's fine. Because you're right. What's the second best? All right, stale popcorn. You got any stale popcorn?
I do. I don't remember what I was doing. But at one point in my feed, my YouTube feed, I came across there is an official music video for Jamie Smiles on the Just Friends DVD with the entire cast singing along. Like there are musical numbers, like like dance numbers and stuff with the cast and different scenes. And like there's just like at different points during the filming, I guess like they would just like karaoke or lip sync to the song or sing the song on the set. And so they would like hand to cam record it, and then they cut that into like a full on music video. And it's a nice little bonus for the movie for sure.
Fantastic. I'll have to look that up. That's awesome.
What you got? You got any stuff?
Yeah, just a little bit. I mean, it's something more new, but like it kind of old. Indiana Jones, right?
Yeah.
I started playing the newer Indiana Jones game. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Oh my gosh. Like you feel like Indy. You're using your whip to climb on stuff, and you're like, you have like a revolver, but you've only got like 6 shots in it, and you're doing a lot of punching, and you can just grab like a guitar or just whatever's lying around and just like smack guys with it, or throw like, you can pick up fruit to eat to like, like restore your health or whatever in the game. But you can like use it on enemies. So if like they're coming at you, you can just like throw an apple at them and then just like take off and try to get away from them. It's very much like, you're like, oh my gosh, I am playing as Indiana Jones. And they didn't get they use Harrison Ford's likeness, obviously.
Yeah.
They didn't get Harrison Ford to do the voice, but it sounds like if you close your eye, well, I guess you're kind of closing your eyes because you're seeing but you're just like, wow, this is how is this not Harrison Ford? Like it's spot on. It's really good. But
there's lots of good voice actors out there now.
Yeah, there are. Yeah. It's really good. But the only thing that's really weird, so I get it, the day and age we're in, but like they call all of like the Germans just the fascists, and you don't actually see like, the symbols or whatever on there. And it's just a little bit strange because you do see that in the movies. I get it. I completely get it this day and age, but it does kind of take you out of it just a little bit. Not that I'm not into that sort of a thing, but like, when you're used to like watching the films and they're like, oh, I hate,
it's part of history.
Like I hate these guys. Now he's like, oh, I just hate fascists. And I'm like, sure, absolutely. But it's just a little bit weird. But
yeah. He's just kind of like glossing over this like atrocity, basically.
Yeah.
I get that. I was watching something and they were talking about, there was that show, The Man on the High Castle or something like that. It was about like if the Nazis had won. And apparently at the end of filming, they will shred like every bit of Nazi propaganda, paraphernalia, or whatnot into like these tiny little like chips.
Wow.
And then incinerate it.
Wow.
Like just to make sure that it doesn't like leave that there's no props or anything like that left behind by that, which is like, that's
interesting.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's like I mean, I get it. Yeah. That's a great length to go to make sure that like we're being sensitive to
this
part of our history.
And,
not glorifying it, if you will.
Right. Yeah.
So I thought it just reminded me of that. It's kind of an interesting little thing there.
Well, if you want to feel better about yourself, play that game, and you can like just punch the crap out of them.
Throw apples
as Indiana Jones, throw apples at them, use your whip on them. It's a lot of fun.
I like it. All right, I got some gum under the seat. Continuing from last week, if you're ready. Where do I want to start here? Oh, this is a good one. So, A Knight's Tale we did, and we were talking in our year-end review about A Knight's Tale being one of our favorite rewatches. Maybe not our favorite movies, but definitely a fun rewatch, and we were glad that we got to watch it. Finally, somebody suggested it, so we watched it. And we got a comment from Leonard D. Tomaine, 1727. He says, "It was a fun movie and mostly tongue-in-cheek. Queen was in the movie as a precursor to their greatness." Couldn't agree more.
Absolutely. Yeah. I time traveled back to, I think we discussed this.
Back to the Future clip we did. Somebody commented and they said, "This channel is outstanding and deserves more views." That'd be Philip Robertson, W1K. We appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man.
And I think I agree.
That. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
This is great. It's outstanding. We do deserve more views.
That's right. That's right.
A great Goofy movie clip. Anton William V6Y says, "The editing is outstanding, and I learned a lot from it." That's an interesting take on it.
That's cool. I'd like to know what,
right?
Do you do
I would like some elaboration.
Yeah, absolutely.
But as far as like an animated film goes, it was different and in a good way, for sure. And it was shot. It looked almost like a film more than an animated movie.
Yeah, it did.
I think that lent really well to it for sure. On our Back to the Future 2 discussion regarding the Dustbuster that you were so in love with.
Yeah.
Ace HQ5 GM on YouTube says, "Another one bites the dust." So yes, another one bites the dust.
I'll take it.
It's fun.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll give you a couple from Rush Hour. So we did a clip. We were talking about Rush Hour being the reason for Rotten Tomatoes, and Slain the Mac, SLANIMAC, says, "For real though, anyone who hasn't watched the first Police Story movie and is a fan of insane stunts should 100% watch this movie. Jackie Chan at his absolute finest." I haven't watched the Police Story movies, but I've heard great things.
Yeah,
and
same.
I've watched several other Jackie Chan movies, and I would agree he is phenomenal.
Oh man. I said it when we were recording that. Like, to me, like Legend of Drunken Master is just, it's so good.
That was so much fun.
Good. When he like goes across the coals and stuff like that. It's, oh man. Yeah.
Grand Mario's says, "Greatest buddy cop trilogy of all time." Still on the same
Greatest
clip.
buddy cop trilogy of all time. Yeah.
Grand Mario's. Maybe don't go back and watch some of our earlier stuff. Stay away from the Rush Hour episode and maybe the year-end recap. But welcome to the fold.
Yeah, there you go.
Toby Lopez, spelled with a 0 and a 3, says, "So, no movies before Rush Hour should be on there," referring to Rotten Tomatoes. I'm pretty sure they backfilled that catalog.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they're not like...
Right.
It's not like, okay, from Rush Hour onward.
Right.
Yeah.
IMDb hasn't been around since the 1900s.
You're right. Right.
Yeah. So, just a little clarification there. They started it because of Rush Hour. but I'm pretty sure they've expanded that quite a bit since then.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm curious, but they must, like, obviously, like, getting popcorn meter is easy. You just have people get on there and, like, leave their comments.
Leave their rating.
But the ratings for, like, I don't know, Arsenic and Old Lace or some, like, old movie like that, they must, like, have to go back and, like, find some old archives of, like, reviews that people had given or something. I don't know how they would rate those.
I think originally they were going back and they were like, because this is like rush hour time, so this is like late 90s. So they were going back and they were looking at like reviews written by established trade papers, like probably like the Hollywood Reporter and things like that, New York Times, whatever, and then using those reviews as their base. And then as time went on, like now they probably have it where it's like a website A, any reviews written on website A automatically get populated. So that'd be my guess.
Yeah.
And then they're probably going in and backfilling as like, people digitize their archives and stuff like that.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
High Fight TQ.
Awesome.
Some of these names are hard to pronounce, or I'm just not familiar with the phonetics that they're going for. Anyways, High Fight TQ says, sounds to me like Jackie Chan is the reason why we have Rotten Tomatoes. Salute. I would agree. It's another great thing that Jackie Chan has brought to our lives.
Absolutely.
And I'm here for it.
Yeah.
We'll skip that one. Let's go to a couple of Back to the Future clips about a possible reboot in the DeLorean being left alone. We had a little conversation about like if they were going to reboot, if they shouldn't, but if this would be a good entry point where the time machine is left alone between jumps. Marty and Doc are off doing something like kind of like Biff, how he got a hold of the DeLorean. And we can kind of like go off on an adventure as long as we return it right back to the same moment, and then the wiser, right?
None the wiser.
So that's the premise.
Except for the odometer, I guess.
Except for the odometer, I suppose. You can make it roll it back, maybe. I don't know.
That's right.
Anyways.
Does the odometer really? Anyway, we can discuss it.
Brock Warner says, someone goes into the future and makes triple pines.
Yes.
That's a great point.
Yes.
David Spencer. Now this one goes off on a bit of a tangent. There's going to be a few that go along with this one. David Spencer 476, sorry. David Spencer 476 says, Marty's grandson or Biff's great grandson, and he's the good guy. I like this.
Ooh.
Biff's great grandson uses the time machine to correct his past family traumas.
Yeah. I do like that.
Yeah. It's a nice little twist.
You could still have Thomas, why is his last name? Wilson.
Yeah.
You could have him reprise his role as one of the
He's an old Biff now.
Yeah, he could be.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still in good shape.
Yeah.
I'd love to see him in more stuff.
Right. Bearded Toy Guy says, I've been saying this for years. Thank you.
Yeah.
We appreciate that. I would also like to give a big thank you to Bearded Toy Guy and Row 20TW. We had a troll in these comments and they both jumped into our defense. I much appreciate that.
Thanks, guys. Do appreciate that.
Kaiser Z's hello. So it says Kaiser Z hello says brilliant. Simply brilliant. Thank you.
Yeah.
I felt good about that one too.
Yeah, thanks.
Crackbone 3678 says new title for this. Getting this Back to the Future.
Oh.
All right. I like that. Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah.
84 Alvaro says, please tell us more. Which maybe they could do that as an episode where we pitch 2 or 3 sequels to movies to each other and just discuss them. That might be kind of fun.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Last comment on that particular thread. Jay Lundy says Tom Holland as the next Marty McFly to 2055 or 1865, the year of the end of the Civil War and the assassination of Abraham Lincoln. That's an interesting thought. I've heard the Tom Holland thing a lot, and I would agree. He looks the part, and he's about the right age. It could work, but I don't like whenever they try and put Robert Downey Jr. with it, because then it just feels like, oh, we're just trying to recapitalize on Spider-Man, Iron Man. And I don't like that.
Yeah. Who would they have then?
I don't know. Me and my son were talking about this on a walk the other day, about specifically like Tom Holland and Robert Downey Jr. being fan cast in this way, and neither one of us liking it. And then I was thinking as we were walking, I was trying to think as we were walking, because we were also talking at the same time, like who I would put as, Doc Brown. I don't know. I don't think I have an answer right now, but maybe that's that's another thing we could do. Maybe like fan cast some movies instead.
Yeah.
Some reboots or whatever.
I might just put Chris Lloyd back in it.
Right. I don't know, man. He's like in his 90s now, or he's close. He's like in his late 80s.
He's in his 80s. He could do it.
I don't know.
He looks good for his age. I think he could do it.
Anyways, we got some more, and if I haven't gotten to yours yet, I will. We're just gonna save some for next time. And that's all I got on comments right now.
Yeah.
Be sure to leave your comments below. Email us at thispodcasttakestokens.com, or sorry, at this podcasttakestokens at gmail.com, and we will get back to you. Yeah. We will read them on the air. We have no problem with that. Comment below on the video you're watching. If you see one of these clips somewhere, comment on that. Join in the conversation. We would love to have it with you. And with that, I will give you my retro ramble for next week.
Sounds good.
And then we'll head on out of here. So, mine is pretty simple. I looked it up. We haven't done this one yet, at least in the archive that I've started. So, since we've been doing Retro Ramble, we haven't done this one. Okay. It's your senior year in high school. You have just enough coin for one round, and you're at the arcade. What's the game you're going for? What's your go-to arcade game? What are you going to spend those last coins on?
All right.
So we'll talk about that when we come back next week. Go-to arcade game, senior year in high school. It's going to be a little different for both of us. There's a bit of a gap. But with that one, thank you for watching. Thanks you for listening to This Podcast Takes Tokens. We've enjoyed having you. I hope you've enjoyed having us. Please make sure to not miss a single episode by subscribing wherever you are. And as always, be kind, rewind, and we'll see y'all next time.
See you.